Hello everyone. In the EDAP690 class, the class that Mayor built, we're going to go back this week, Wednesday, February 22nd, to Module 4. I kind of skipped through Module 4 rather quickly last week and took us on into Module 5 because I wanted you to have an opportunity to go in and play with a very simple tool like Animoto, so that we could have a sense of what we're going to be doing. But I want to go back and sit here for a while on the idea of digital storytelling. That's going to be our focus for the rest of the semester, is digital storytelling. And we're going to be using the different tools that we can use to do that sort of thing. And digital storytelling doesn't have to be a quote-unquote story. It can be, in Mayor's world, it can be a way of teaching someone about your content. But let's look at this week. We're going to be looking at an old friend of ours. A lot of you already know all about GoAnimate. We're going to be using GoAnimate to help us understand how to build a story that has a point of view, a dramatic question, and emotional content. We're not going to worry about the gift of your voice, but your voice will be present in the dialogue that you will write. But here's the new stuff. GoAnimate, the way we're going to learn how to use it, allows us to pick a music soundtrack. That's kind of why I let you go into Animoto first, because I wanted you to hear and see the power of the soundtrack. And then we're going to talk about economy and pacing, which are extremely important so that you don't get bored out of your gourd by whatever it is that you're watching. We're going to be using GoAnimate using this link right here. We will be logging into GoAnimate using the same username that we used last week to get into Animoto, which is the SB-Swan02, except this time our password is ULIT241. I'm going to show you how you may use GoAnimate in your classroom with your students. I won't take a great deal of time with that. As you can see, I only have 100 credits for student use. And so what we have to do with that, and I'll show you the trick, is we have to build groups that kids log in with the same username and password, and then it allows them to build groups in here. Well, looky here, we have someone named Coach Gibson who is doing GoAnimates in his classroom. He did it on February 17th, and there's some more. So we'll ask Rick what he's using this for and how he sees that it helps his kids. We are going to come up here and create a movie. We are not going to use templates this time. Those of you who have used GoAnimate before are pretty comfortable with the template process. We are going to use the business-friendly make a video. When we do that, what we come up with is a blank canvas. This is very different from what you've used before, where you basically just fill in what's your background, etc., etc. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to use a blank canvas that allows us to put into this anything we want to. Now, this is one of the things we moaned about, was with the loss of all of the themes that were originally in GoAnimate. Well, guess what? They're not really lost. They're just hiding here. So we can go into here and we can find a whole lot of what we thought were the themes that we used to use are still right here. So there's themes for travel, superheroes, space, pirates even. Yes, you can put your pirates back in. And education are all still in here. They've just been moved to a different location. So that's the good news. So if I want to use education as my background, I now have these choices of the way that I can start my story. All of this that you're seeing here as I scroll down through here, these can be customized. So if I take the classic shot of the teacher in front of a chalkboard and move her over here, this is now where I start. And I can get rid of this character. I can get rid of this desk. I can get rid of what's on the chalkboard. So everything at this point is customizable. I can get rid of the eraser if I want to. What we're going to take the time to do is to build what we want to be here. And by that, we pick it. We can then come in here and decide what our main character might look like. And we can click on him and we can make him bigger so that he's more to the front. We can then give him things to say. This starts to get into familiar territory from when we used to use templates. And as you can see here, very simple, very straightforward. You can type in what you want him to say. You can decide what kind of voice he's going to have. You can even record your own voice if you want to really personalize it. It also has the ability to, you can actually have him do some actions. So you can add some real personality to your character right away. You can give him props, and this is where the desk came from that I threw out. You can add props into it by simply going and let's grab a table and put it in here. So let's have him standing next to the table with the chalkboard in the background. And I can even put things on the table if I want to. So if I wanted to, and I'm going to go through this quickly and see if I can find it. If I wanted to have a computer sitting there on the table, or I have no idea what that was. That was kind of interesting looking. Looked like some kind of creature. Oh, look at all the states you could put in there if you want. Oh, there you go, lava lamp. I don't know why I'd have a lava lamp, but there it is. I can have a lava lamp on my table. And as I work my way across, things that start appearing are like I can put a text box, which is how these are done. So all I'd have to do is I can go in and double click on them and I can put into the text box what I want it to say. I can make it bigger so it has more room. And that's how I can have stuff on my chalkboard. Very simple. Here's where it gets kind of, you can skip this one. This is basically putting charts, etc. in, and that's cool. I'm not sure if you can do very much with the chart once you bring it in. Yeah, it's just an image. We'll just say goodbye to that. But here's where it gets interesting. Music. Now I get to decide what kind of music I might want to have. As a part of my video. And as you can see, when I pick the music, it shows up right down here under my scene. Now, if I don't like the music, no problem. Just click on it and remove it. You can decide. Multiple scenes are done by clicking the plus sign, grabbing another background that you'd like to use, and dragging it in. Now we have a whole nother setup. Again, I can get rid of anything that's here that I don't want to use anymore. You saw I just drew a box around everything and got rid of everything out of the shot. So it's really a very straightforward way of building a story. Now, if we go back and look at what we're doing here, we're going to really try to hit this idea around what digital storytelling is. So we're going to ask that you come in with your own story that you're going to then demonstrate using GoAnimate. What story do you want us to tell, Steve? Right now, I'm not worried about it. What I'm worried about is you creating something that hits these 7 elements. Okay? So at this point, what we're going to be looking for in the rubric would be, do you have a point of view, dramatic question, emotional content, your voice or dialogue, power of the soundtrack, keeping it short, keeping it tight. That's what we're doing come this Wednesday, February 23. As always, I look forward to seeing you.